On this morning's Health Watch, preschoolers and obesity. Almost 1 in 5 American 4-year-olds are now considered to be obese.
About 8,000 children under the age of 5 and across 5 racial and ethnic groups, basically everything that we're seeing in this country, and found staggering rates of obesity.
The data showed that 40% of our students were obese, and that was higher than the national average.
It's a complex problem, and we need to address it with complex solutions.
Increased rates of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, leading to heart attack and stroke. We are all going to be paying for this if we do not reverse this epidemic quickly.
And none of us wants this future for our kids, and none of us wants this future for our country.
My name is Taylor Orman.
Sarah Hall.
Casey Buderak.
Shun Matsuhashi.
And our topic is nutrition.
To figure out how to improve the health and nutrition of adolescents, we broke our topic down into 3 separate categories: basic nutrition, eating disorders, and school lunches. To explore the world of nutrition, we began by interviewing psychologist Callie Matsuhashi about eating disorders as a whole, and more specifically with teenagers.
Hi, I'm Callie Matsuhashi, and I'm a psychologist. And some of the clients that I work with have eating disorders. Sometimes I work with weight loss issues with people, and so there is a nutritional or health kind of element to a lot of the work that I do with clients. Eating disorders is one of the areas that I work in. As a psychologist, I work with all sorts of different issues, but I've helped people with anorexia, but more often with bulimia, and I think the reason for that is that people with anorexia, it's actually a more life-threatening and serious situation, and so they tend to go to treatment programs. There are a lot of causes that have been identified, and some of them have to do with, it can be kind of a situational factor where a young woman said maybe she'd gone through puberty, gained a little bit of extra weight, and so she starts to diet, and then she gets a lot of praise, and then she starts thinking, oh, I like this attention and praise, I'll lose more. So that's kind of just a very natural kind of slipping into that kind of problem. Other times it can be for competing for a sport, like anorexia is really well known in gymnastics. So you have a lot of people in gymnastics who have anorexia because they have to keep their weight down, and it's just one of the methods that they use. I think when the school lunch program is focused on what kids like to eat, more often than not, that's going to be foods that are fatty and sugary and basically a lot of white flour and sugar and things that are unhealthy for kids. So I think it can be a real negative detriment to kids' health. I know in my work with kids with eating disorders, and I ask them about what they eat for the school lunches, or even teenagers I work with generally, it's not for eating disorders. Almost always they say the school lunch is gross and they don't want to eat it. And so if there's a young woman or a young guy who is worried about their weight, you can bet they're not eating lunch at school.
Next, we interviewed Dr. Scott Burris, a chiropractor with a master's degree in nutrition. Dr. Burris talked to us about school lunch programs and the need for better choices for students.
School lunch programs generally try and balance nutrition with cost effectiveness. I know they've improved a lot. Recently in the Fairmont High School, they've done a lot of shifting to more healthy things, less fat in the diet. Unfortunately, it's not working from what I hear because the kids just try and find other ways of getting what they want, like the sugary things, and they complain a lot. Yeah, I mean, they've been trying to improve things, and they need to try and balance what kids will eat with what's healthy. You know, until they eat healthy at home, they're so used to high sugar, high salt, high fat diets, they have to kind of find a way to balance what they're used to with what they'll accept. Number one thing is choices. You know, a lot of kids, you know, like in Fairmont, they have the salad bars and they have the different kinds of bars they can go to for different kinds of food. That's great. They have to try and find ways to balance, again, cost effectiveness with what's healthy. schools have eliminated pop from the schools. Gatorade is their next choice. That's not great either, but it's better than the pop. Encourage more drinking water is a wonderful thing. If they can find better ways of flavoring, get rid of the something called MSG or monosodium glutamate, which enhances flavor, but it's very bad for you. And continue to offer choices.
The professionals we interviewed agreed that nutrition is important for adolescents. Issues like childhood obesity and eating disorders are a serious problem for youth today. School lunch programs try to balance good nutrition with cost, but the results aren't always as healthy as we'd like them to be. There are many changes that can be made. First, raise awareness of the importance of good nutrition. Second, help kids understand the dangers of eating disorders. And third, improve the choices that are available at school.